Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss whether or not we're sick of allocated whiskey. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyat, Kathy Cool, and McNew.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
What's happening?
Hello.
Hey, so we're going to be talking about allocated whiskey, and is this group tired of it? We'll get to that after the break. For right now, Kathy said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Kathy?
I do. So I have seasonal allergies, and I feel like the older I get, the worse they get. And I just want to know, where the fuck do I have to move so that I don't have to, like, you know, I can't taste anything, I can't smell anything, my nose is dripping. So, Beka, you come from North Dakota, which is essentially a desert, right?
No.
Not a desert?
I mean, it's drier. I can
I think Arizona. The answer is Arizona.
do my hair in North Dakota and it'll stay. Usually.
That's like a desert.
So like our humidity, I think, is around like 30% there, where like in Kentucky it's like fucking 60 to 75%. And so like good luck, women, with your hair. So yeah, I mean, we are drier there, but there are definitely allergies. But
oddly, they have bigger hair in Kentucky than in North Dakota.
Because they have to put so much hairspray in it.
They use a lot of hairspray
because you have to use so much hairspray.
It's so
in North Dakota, you're like, I don't need to put any hairspray in, my hair stays, and so you don't make your hair huge because you don't have to deal with it falling because it just stays
around Royce's place there, or he has a big event where a lot of women are coming. They still have the big hair like they had in the 80s around there.
Big bangs.
It's a thing. It's a thing there for sure.
I think Arizona is where you have to go.
I think it's Arizona.
Arizona is hot.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I've been trying to go. Let's go.
Hot and dry is what's going to kill all that stuff.
Our dogs. Yeah. Let's go.
Nothing grows there.
Yeah.
There has to be nothing growing.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe like Alaska.
Well,
It's dark in Alaska.
Alaska has the worst of everything. They have a grow season, and it'd be very intense and bad during the summertime, and then it's bad anyway. Mosquitoes are bad there.
Antarctica,
huge, like triple the size there.
Yeah, Antarctica would probably be good.
What you guys are saying is I need to get an RV and then just travel.
That could be an idea too. That would work. You could plan things appropriately.
No, I'm with you, Kathy, though, because I'm wearing glasses today because everybody mowed in our neighborhood today, and my contacts and allergies were like, no, ma'am, it was not happening. Yeah. I could not keep my contacts on my eyeballs. So I also need to be out of this hell state that is the Midwest. So.
I do have one solution for Kathy that works well. It's just the price is what will set her back. Key West is good because, again, there's no plants or anything like it. It's a small island. It's very populated. It doesn't have, all the pollen stuff and all that. I think that would be a viable thing. But again, people know about it. It's not a hidden gem. Yeah.
They do have.
They have humidity. They have humidity, but
they have humidity. But they have a lot. The yards have flowers. Are you saying that the yards are not?
Who's got a yard in Key West?
Everybody's walking around urinating on things, so you don't have to worry about that. Everything dies.
Everything just smells like piss.
That's right.
I think per capita there's less yards there than just about anywhere. I mean, it's pretty populated, and yeah.
There is one famous actor that lived up here in Lake Forest, Illinois, that cut down all of his trees because of his allergies and got fined by the city and everything, and this, that, and the other, because they pride themselves on the trees, and Mr. T was not going to have it. Mr. T chopped down all his trees.
I'd be afraid to.
I pity the fool.
Pity the fool with trees.
Yeah. Who's got allergies around my house?
Kathy. So there's my recommendation: is to chop down all of your trees, napalm everything with Roundup, and then file a huge settlement saying that you've got some ailment because of all the Roundup that you used, and then get paid out that way. Then you're good to go.
I do have one suggestion, Kathy.
Yes.
And I told my best friend this. We were probably 20, 21 years old at the time. We went out to the lake cabin and she was just dying. She was just clogged up. Her eyes are watering. And she's like, there's no possible way that I'm going to be able to go out tonight and party. I feel so bad. And I went, the only solution that there is for you to get absolutely tanked, because you're going to forget that you have allergies and you'll feel fine up until the point that you sober up, and then you'll have allergies again. But if you're trashed, you'll forget that you have allergies, and so you'll stop having those symptoms. And guess what? She felt great that night. Next day, horrible, wanted to die. But that night, I tell you what, she was a blast.
Oh. I am notorious for forgetting things while I'm drinking. So
exactly.
Oh yeah. That's
just a steady stream of alcohol, I hear.
That's a thing with Kathy, for sure. All right.
Yes, you never know which Kathy you're going to get.
Yeah, for sure.
We love them all, though. I'll tell you that. Big fans.
She's popular.
Big fans of all the Kathys.
Sometimes I want to fight people, and I don't fight people.
Yeah. Drunk Kathy does. Yeah. You're the new Freddie Mills. I mean, you're
shit.
Yeah. Frida Mills.
My mother doesn't listen.
It's Frida Mills. So yeah.
Frida Mills.
Yeah. Well, gang, guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Tim. Tim, you haven't started tonight. What do you got?
I'm going to disappoint everybody with my cork pop, but I am drinking my own allocated bourbon of Papa's Birthday Barrel Sweet Thumped Rye Whiskey from Neely Family Distillery. Let's see how this thing rolls. It's elegant on my side here.
Not a noise.
Elegant.
No, elegant. Nothing. All right. Next up is going to be Kathy.
Okay. I'm actually going to pull out an allocated. I have a Colonel E.H. Taylor.
Okay. Wow. That's very good. That's very good. That's going to be the lead. McNew, you know what you got to beat now. Kathy has the lead.
I don't think it will, but I got this in an allocated raffle for some reason, but I have Henry McKenna. I don't know why this is allocated. It's irritating, but nothing.
Okay. I've got the allocated Jefferson's Ocean 375. When have you ever seen Jefferson's Ocean in 375?
How did you get that?
I don't even know. I don't even know how I got this. It's amazing, though. It's so cute. It's so cute.
It is cute. It's like
all right. All right. Let's see here. Maybe it's got a cannon on here. Fire. That was actually pretty good.
That was
solid. That's a solid submission.
Yeah, I do think it's second place in all fairness, but it was solid. Yes. It was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. But so that leaves Beka. It's between you and Kathy. What do you got?
I have some non-allocated, barely labeled Neely Family Distillery 4-grain, but this is a new bottle. I know it looks empty, but it's because it was corked after this was all that was left after we bottled everything. So it might sound good because it's only been corked once. So we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Okay. No.
For how hard that was to open.
That sounded like it was difficult to open.
A lot of effort.
Didn't translate into a big cork explosion though. So yeah, there you go. Cheers to Kathy on the win. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about, are you sick of allocated whiskey yet? We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're wondering if you're sick of allocated whiskey.
Yes, we are. I am personally sick of allocated whiskey. I don't see myself in any scenario, in any way, chasing allocated whiskey. Now, that's not to say if I went to my local store, there was a lottery and I won something, I would buy it. I'm not against these products. I'm against the chase of these products, and I'm against overpaying too. You're not going to be like, oh, I see you got that Blanton's but you paid $300 for it. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen. I'm not overpaying for this crap. If I get it for retail price, I'll buy it. If I can't, there's plenty of other stuff I can buy. I'm into the single barrels, believe it or not, guys. That's what I like. I like single barrels. It's the true unicorns of the whiskey business.
So that brings up like what becomes allocated whiskey, because the raffles include things that wouldn't necessarily be allocated, but they want their regular customers to have an option to get them.
Okay.
Does that make them then allocated?
Example?
I'm pulling it up.
Patience.
Calm down.
Gateway.
Okay.
Larceny barrel proof. In a
So-
lottery.
Got that.
David Craig toasted barrel in a lottery.
Yeah.
Burnham wheat whiskey barrel proof in a lottery.
Well, you can't make something allocated that is not, in fact, allocated. You can put it in your lottery if you think that's a thing, and if people are dumb enough to buy it because that's fine. But again, I would quit going to that shop, and I would shop at the ABV Barrel Shop, located in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis metro suburb. That's mine. I don't support that crap. What, I mean, if I go to a lottery and they say, "Oh, you get a larceny barrel proof," you can keep it. I don't want it.
One of my local stores does that, and I got one. But with their ticket sales, like you buy your raffle tickets or whatever, they donate a lot of it to charity. So even if I didn't win, I feel like I did something good that day. So I'm really not, upset that I got something that shouldn't have been allocated, right?
Mm-hmm. So they sell the raffle tickets that do that?
They're like $10. I think they were $10 per ticket. So I bought 5 and I was like, if I win, I win. That's cool. Or if I don't, whatever, I donated to charity today. So they make you kind of feel good about it either way.
Either way. Okay. Fair enough.
How much should larceny barrel strength actually be?
$36.99.
Well, I mean,
70 was what I
$54.99 to be fair. If I'm not being a dick,
I saw
$54.99 would be
a
right.
photo of it for $132.
No.
70 is kind of where I tap out at that. I don't think it should be
32 for larceny barrel strength.
That's ridiculous. Somebody will pay it though. I mean, they'll be like, "Oh, look
somebody
at what I got." They're gonna go out to Facebook or in their car. Look at me.
Hey, was this a good pick?
Yeah.
With all the millions of dollars that these distilleries are pumping into futures, then will every Buffalo Trace product be allocated in the future?
Yes, that's not going to change at all.
Even Wheatley vodka.
Yeah, it's not that.
Right.
Their plan is not to change the allocated game. It's to pump up more of the regular Buffalo Trace. Yes, they're trying to make more of that. But in their defense, there are...
Which is considered allocated.
Well, if you believe that, yes, sure. Go to Schnucks and you'll see that that's a game that's being played. You can't find it in a liquor store in St. Louis, but go to your local grocer and it's plentiful. That's some of that stuff gets ridiculous. But we'll see what happens with the stuff. But nothing's going to change. And like I said, I was going to say in their defense, the bourbon market is still growing. There's still more and more people coming to bourbon right now. So as they ramp up production, there are still more and more bourbon fans coming to the game. So, what else do you think about this allocated stuff? Any other thoughts on this?
I made an absolute. There was a new liquor store that opened up in the town next door. I was driving past, waiting for them to open up. So I walk in there, share a business card, introduce myself, this, that, and the other. And there's that bottle of Blanton's in the bag and the box sitting up there. And I'm like, So I grabbed my standard stuff off the shelf that I haven't seen before, like a couple of, Penelope with the rosé wine cask finish. I thought that was really interesting. Standard price, everything. I'm looking over the whole stuff. They've got a whole host of everything there. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you add that bottle of Blanton's on there? And I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. $225 later, I'm sitting there kicking myself, walking. I look at him, I see the bill, and I'm like, consider that a welcome opening business gift because I will never pay for that again. And he's like, yeah, we priced it pretty high. No, I didn't give it back. I haven't had a bottle of Blanton's in 10 years.
Go back to the store.
I mean, there's plenty of things I haven't had in 10 years that I don't need to revisit.
Right.
I don't need to revisit.
It was one of those things where you see it, you're like, you know what? Yeah, fear of missing out. I should have it. And then if somebody wants something, if somebody wants a birthday gift, then maybe I'd part with it in a certain way or something like that. But other than that, I'm not going to drink it. It's just going to sit there. But I was just like, why did I do that? Because you get this fear of missing out. You see it finally on the shelf. You're like, what did you do that for? I didn't think the guy was going to screw me, but he didn't price it where he priced it. And I'm sure they were gone. He had he had 2 cases sitting there. I'm sure they were all gone at the same price. And new liquor store. Would I go back, Kathy? Absolutely, I would go back because there's standard stuff that nobody's going to be looking at is retailed right around where it should be.
Them for your
no, I got suckered I suckered myself. The establishment didn't do anything wrong. I suckered myself with that. Wow, I haven't seen that on the shelf like that in a while. With everything together, normally you see the bottle, not the whole package and everything. Like, yeah, let's see where it goes. I didn't ask for the price, which was my stupid consumer rookie mistake. Still, we do make them, and I just hated that. And I'm like, you know what? But at least I have one. I'm not going to like it, but somebody may enjoy it at some point in time.
This
I have
literally the worst reasoning I've ever heard.
I know. I don't even.
At least I have something that I'll never drink that I really regret. I should have never spent money on. But at least I didn't. At least I didn't have the fear of missing out. What the fuck, Tim? This is the.
Tell me about it. That's what rationalizing myself.
Tim, you are being the problem right
He needs to go in bourbon jail for a while. He needs a time out.
Yes.
I do. Maybe if somebody wants like a birthday present, he's not giving that up as a birthday present.
$225 birthday present?
I'll never open it. I don't even like Blanton's that much, but I bought it anyways because people made me do it.
The only way you can justify this, Tim, is if you're doing one of your high-end tastings and Blanton's is something they demand, and then you can incorporate that into the price. Be like, hey, I can get this, but it's going to cost. That's the only way.
$400.
It's inventory, and that's where I'm at. It's like, hey, you want this? I'll put this in there, but it's going to be an extra $100 a person. That's where it's at. There's bottles that you sit on. You never know what you're going to use.
Yeah. So,
and if you're in that business, and that's the only way I rationalize the whole thing. I still kick myself, and yes, I shame, because that's the problem. That's the problem. We need to stop paying up for that stuff or asking those things. And it's amazing what the retailers are doing for some of that stuff. And I get it. They're in to make $1 too. They're in the game as well. But you create this allocation, this faux bottleneck of product, which is bullshit, just to scrape more dollars from the consumers that want it. And you create this whole cult. I'm going to say it. People drinking Buffalo Trace is a cult. Worse than Costco. At least I get my $1.50 hot dog.
You are part of the fucking cult, Tim.
Yeah. You're the cult of Blanton's right now.
You're literally part of the fucking
cult. You just admitted it. He admitted it.
You are part of the problem. You're part of the cult. Drink your fucking Blanton's Kool-Aid. Put on your fucking your tennis shoes.
Your Blanton's pants.
That's my Blanton's pants.
Your little
my New Balance shoes.
And you're
go stand in line with everybody else, all rushing to get what's out there. But what's the mystery one today? And talking in line about what do you think they're going to release today? Oh, they did this on Thursday last week, so it's got to be E.H. Taylor this week.
They need to rename the documentary about the Jonestown people that all killed themselves to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be good. I like that.
I mean, my God, the people standing in I
don't understand.
It's crazy. You see those lines? It's insane.
It's 300 to 600 people every single day. I can't even imagine being a fucking worker in that distillery and dealing with that fucking bullshit every single morning. And then that directly when it's out, these people are causing a fucking ruckus. And they're, I've been standing in line for fucking ever since 6 a.m. and I didn't get a bottle. Well, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't fucking stand in line for a fucking...
Maybe you should go get a job.
Yeah, that's my thing, Steve. I'm like, what
None of them have jobs, apparently.
For a living.
No, because they're flipping it.
And
that's
for
a whole other topic.
Regular Buffalo Trace product.
They do. How do they make money? Probably selling bottles. But these people are not employed. They cannot be. What do y'all do with your lives?
For a regular Buffalo Trace product, McNew. For something that is not I can understand. I understand birthday bourbon. I understand a single barrel release, something that's very exciting, something that's only once a year, something that's crazy. But to stand in line, waiting for Blanton's,
right?
No sense. And I'm I could take a day off work and go do that. I have 100,000 other things I would rather do, and I love bourbon, but I'm not going to see in the fucking line on a Tuesday morning.
If I'm a flipper, what am I legitimate? So I'm I'm burning my whole morning. I'm going to be there from 6 to 9 a.m. at least, and so I get through. I go through line, and again, I only get to buy one of these every 3 months or whatever it is. So I'm today's the day. I'm in line. I got there at 6, and someone leans over and says, "Guess what? It's Blanton's Day." And I'm like, "This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. It's the big day." I get the bottle. Cost me $70 plus tax. And what is the legit price I can flip that for these days, do you think? What's going to be a quick turnaround? I could sell it for $200. Is that
$100 plus? Easy. For people that are talking up here, $200 plus.
For $200, I just made $130, and then in 3 months I can make another $130. What am I doing between now and then? I don't think my $130 is going to last.
What did you make per hour for your investment?
I know.
Hours you stood in line. You don't. Yeah. What are you making? $7 an hour?
Yeah. And the gas you spent to get there?
Yeah, the gas and
It's a less than minimum wage. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, you're breaking the law too. Let's not even talk about that. But
you're also breaking the law.
Yes. Nothing I would ever do. I would never do anything.
Shame.
Exactly. So frustrating. So frustrating.
I
So
think that we should send people out sort of like I don't know, like Jehovah's Witness sort of esque things, to go and
work the line and work
the people in line.
Work
Go.
the line.
Hi,
Why are you here?
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Royce Neely?
Royce Neely. Oh God.
And the fact that you can actually pick up other bottles that actually taste like something different for once.
Yes.
So I know that I have not come through on my promise as a bourbon.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of heat about that. Like
But I just came up with another idea.
Oh God, we need a new one because the old one's not working.
What if I went and interviewed the people in line?
That's even better.
That's even better.
If you do
something. Seems like just do something.
As long as you do something.
You empty promises person.
Yeah.
Interviewing people in line at Buffalo Trace in the morning would be the funniest thing ever. Hi, I'm wondering why the fuck are you here right now?
What the hell is just
what do you gonna actually get out of this?
I could potentially net $130 tax free at the end of the day. Yeah.
I would really ask people, if I gave you $150 right now, would you fucking leave and not come back?
That's funny
you
too.
The point about Heaven Hill, though, they even stopped you putting chairs out. You can't put chairs out in front. You got to actually be there now, right? They did that whole thing. Remember that whole thing? Everybody was all pissed off about that. I can't put my chair out in front to hold my spot in line.
I can't hold my spot with a fucking chair.
I think that was Steve making that argument because Steve likes to have a chair.
I do like to have a chair. I couldn't do it without the chair.
It's just to hold your spot in line, right? Can you bring a chair at all?
No.
Even if you are in line and want to physically sit in it, no chairs.
No chairs.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
They get around ADA on that.
I would bring a walker
take
with
them up
chair.
on that one.
Actually, let's hold on. Do you understand that you can buy you can buy a wheelchair for like $25 at a thrift store, and they're not going to go, excuse me.
Find me out of this thing.
A chair.
So
just go on
Find
in.
me out of this.
My mom still has all of my dad's in the garage. I think there's 4. We could all go. We could
go
in. Take the power chairs.
We're all lined up in like a row.
Get me out of this thing.
Heaven Hill notices there's a high percentage of people that have wheelchair injuries recently. Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. One of us is going to get out of the chair to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Just get up and stroll to the bathroom.
For everyone.
We're just going to walk away from the chair.
Yeah.
My brother likes to just sit in wheelchairs at the lake cabin, and for a while he'd bring it with him sometimes to parties to like because it's a convenient thing to roll around on at parties. and these people, they thought that he was actually in a wheelchair, and they were like, "Get the cars out of the way!" And they're like moving cars, and he's in the chair, and he's like, "Oh God!" And so they're like moving stuff, and he's like, "Oh, thanks," and he rolls past, and then he gets to some rocks where he has to cross the rocks to get going.
He stands
up,
wheelchair.
picks up the chair behind him, walks it. Someone opens the gate for him, and he goes, "Thanks," and sits back down and rolls in. No one said anything.
Well, it's a miracle.
It's a goddamn miracle. He can get in there to slam beers. He could go shotgun all the beers he wanted in his wheelchair, but wow, it was a miracle. He could stand up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's so Eddie Bolden. I love that.
Eddie Bolden.
I miss Eddie. I miss him.
He's got about, I think, 4 wheelchairs at the lake cabin at this point. And so whenever people roll past us or they drive past during the summertime, because we sit.
Why does he have so many?
It started off as he just had one. It was on the side of the road. It
always starts as one.
It was just sitting on the side of the road. It said General Walters on the back and a phone number. And it was.
Did you try the number in case General Walters?
No, but it was just sitting there for like.
Wheelchair?
It sat there for like a day, but it's kind of like out by the trash, but like not in the trash. And he drove past and it didn't go anywhere. And he's like, well, I'll just take it because that seems like a comfortable chair to sit in. So he took it. And then it's become a joke. And so then Ashley just buys him wheelchairs when she finds them at thrift stores. And so now we have like 4 wheelchairs at the lake cabin. And so now in the summertime, when people drive past, because we sit in the driveway at like in the wheelchairs or on the picnic table and like are just drinking from bags of wine and like shotgunning beers. And then we wonder why people have referred to us as like the white trash of Rice Lake. And it's because, and we're like rolling around on these things. We've like built in cup holders.
There's cup holders. That's nice. It's nice.
Very convenient.
I'm making a note. Got to get a wheelchair.
Fair enough.
Yeah, on that note, up to Friday nights at still 6:30 in her wheelchair.
Yeah, it's rolling in. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. We're going to start with Kathy. Kathy, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at KKCastRank.
All right, Tim.
You can find me doing my term in Bourbon Jail at Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
Miss Beka Sue.
Well, I can tell you, you won't find me. You're not going to find me waiting in line at Buffalo Trace, but you can find me at Neely Family Distillery. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check that out. Bourbon Zeppelin's there. We got Quick Bourbon Notes, very popular publication I do on Fridays. You can sign up for that and so much more at abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. Maybe you want to meet the team. McNew's going to be doing a personal appearance there on Saturday. People are excited about this. When can we get Beka there? When can we get Beka? I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, and you never know when Kathy's going to be there. She just shows up. So she lives in town.
She just shows up. Sometimes she never leaves.
Yeah, this is true. So come by and see us, abvbarrelshop.com on the internet. You can find out where we are at exactly then. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.